The girl ran deep into the forest alone to explore. All of a sudden, her whole body tensed up, because not far ahead of her, an eerie-looking old woman was sitting there. The old woman gently waved at the girl, as if signaling her to come over. But the strange thing was, the old woman never once turned her head around. So how did she notice someone approaching from behind? Faced with this bizarre scene right in front of her, Emma instinctively decided to get out of there right away. She hurried down the mountain and found a small diner to grab a meal. Casually, she asked the owner who that weird old lady on the mountain was. The answer was completely beyond what she expected. The owner's face turned serious as he warned Emma not to mess with that woman under any circumstances. He said that old lady was actually a witch, and pretty much everyone in the nearby villages knew it. If she ever laid a hand on you, you could end up with terrible misfortune. But Emma didn't rush to pack her bags and leave town, because this trip was supposed to be her chance to experience a completely different path in life. After she finished eating, she went back to the valley again. The old woman was still quietly sitting in the same spot as before. Emma lightened her footsteps and slowly inched her way over. But when the old woman suddenly twisted her head to look at her, Emma was still startled by what she saw, because the pupil of the old woman's left eye was a strange, unsettling blue. The old woman gave her a sinister smile and said, "Since you're not even afraid of death, then I'll give you a very special gift." She told Emma to make 3 serious wishes in this lifetime. But what really made Emma's skin crawl was that this was clearly their first time ever meeting. Yet the old woman could call her by her name without hesitation, and it seemed like she had heard every word of the conversation Emma just had with the restaurant owner. But the old woman had no intention of explaining anything. She simply picked up a thin, bright red string at an unhurried pace. She looked at Emma and slowly said, "The wishes you make can be for right now, or for the future." Emma closed her eyes and carefully made her wishes in her heart. The old woman then gently tied the red string around Emma's wrist. When she finished tying the 3rd knot, Emma's 3 wishes were also fixed in her mind. The old woman suddenly let out a strange cackle that sent a chill through Emma's whole body. Terrified, Emma turned and fled out of the valley. Not long after, she wrapped up this unusual trip. She sent a text message to her boyfriend, Apollo, saying her flight would land at midnight, and that she hoped the very first person she'd see when she looked up after getting off the plane would be him. Apollo got to the airport terminal several hours early to wait. When Emma walked out of the airport dragging her suitcase, she saw a figure stretched out on a bench that looked incredibly familiar. For them, this long-awaited reunion was a real homecoming. But at the same time, it was also the true beginning of a string of misfortunes.